now that our simulation seems to be working pretty well, let us refine it a little bit more so that we can more easily analyze these particles. So to do that, first, underneath this stop, let's bring in a shape component. Okay, and so down here next to shape, if we scroll down, instead of 2D, we can select a 3D shape. And I'm just going to use a sphere. And then if we go back to select and scroll up, we can change display mode into that geometry. So now we zoom in and we can see those shapes. I'm just going to make them a little bit bigger, so back into shape, size, check this scale, and increase it. So you can just drag that up, so it's a little bit more clear. Cool. Now let's say we wanted to make this a different color that stands out a little bit more in our video or rendering or whatever we're doing. We can zoom out and select this Tyflow component, and we can actually see that these particles have been selected. So if we go up to the material editor, I've just got a material here. You can, if you don't have this, you can simply grab this PBR material, drag it in, and select it, go down and change this. Let's choose a different color. So I'm just going to make mine red, fully saturated red, and then right click on it, assign material to selection. We can close that, and there we have it. Now these are bright red, clearly visible. Cool. So the simulation is working quite well. However, if you remember, the original purpose of the simulation was to analyze the views onto the buildings from the point of view of passengers. So these particles wouldn't really go out in a random 3D direction. The views would essentially have like a field of view cone around them to more accurately display how these particles would interact with the buildings. So to do that, we can actually model in a cone. So I'm just going to drag the train back to the starting position, and I'm just going to minimize this Tyflow, and I'm just going to zoom in. And essentially now all I'm going to do is model this field of view cone. So just go to object, I'm going to model in a pyramid. So it can just be sort of whatever for now. And I'm just going to look at the size of our box. So our box is 42, 14, 12. So I'm going to add similar dimensions, 42, 14, 12. Okay. Actually, I would probably need to make it a little bit bigger than the box itself. So let's just go 52, 15, 17. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is just rotate it and move it into place. So I'm just going to be a little bit rough for the sake of this tutorial, but for your actual analysis, feel free to do it more properly. And I'm going to rotate -90. Cool. And I'm just going to move it up. I'll go into top view and just sort of drag it into place. I'll rotate it a bit. Okay, I think that's close enough for the purposes of this tutorial. In the next one, I'll continue modeling this and show you how to add it as a collision.